Salad or Dolly, threw a great party. We all drank Bacardi, it got kinda gnarly. We're light as a feather, we're tougher than leather. Together we're weirder together. Hello.
Hey, Ione.
Good day, mate.
G'day, mate. Where are we today?
We're in our new Marrickville studios, and I'm so excited.
I know.
Our new studios, our headquarters for podcasting and more.
We really did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe.
We got the lighting set up. I'm feeling like we've gone. It feels a bit like we're going for indie movie lighting. We're not going for bright TV show.
Right. We could do that if we wanted, but
Hey.
I just thought people know we're profesh. We've been doing this for 5 years, and we don't need to telegraph professionalism. We could do hip lighting. And I'm noticing a lot of that kind of lighting with these movies coming out, like One Battle After Another.
Oh, true. Yeah, they did not go for Theo Von lighting. That's cinematic. Yeah.
And then I'm doing a deep dive in I forgot what trilogy it's called, Clute. I just watched Clute.
Wait, that's a trilogy?
Well, they call it a trilogy. Clute, I think it's All the President's Men and the Paradox, what is it? View or something.
Parallax?
Yes, with
Parallax View,
Warren
something like
Beatty.
that. Okay.
I'm saying it wrong. But the lighting and the filming reminded me, I'm sure PT took a lot from those kind of filmmakers, of course.
I love calling him PT. Yeah,
Am I saying it wrong?
You're on a first double initial basis.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're 4 months apart exactly.
You and PT.
Me and PT. He went to Campbell Hall. He grew up like in the Val. He went to like a lot of schools and had a kind of big family. I did a little deep dive because I know his wife also went to the same school. So I was sort of curious, but they weren't in the same grade. Anyway, what am I saying is that I feel close enough in age, 4 months apart, that I can call him PT.
To call him PT.
I've never met him.
Now, more importantly, you did see One Battle After the Other. I did not see it the other day. You went with Kate.
Yes.
And
I went
tell
with
it like
Kate
it is. Spill it. Spill the tea.
To the Denby Theatre. Dundee. Not to be confused with Dundee.
Not at all. No. Very little chance of that confusion.
Kate, my daughter, had just seen it like 2 days before, and she couldn't wait to see it again. She was doing the real Spielberg, see the movie 3 times in 1 month. I think he saw it that many times. So I was really excited. I only heard only one person say anything negative about it, but this person I respect, so I was like going in a little bit concerned. And also, I think he's so masterful, like that word people use, but you can use it for him. You just hope it's going to be as good. And Licorice Pizza, people were disappointed a little, whatever.
Hard to make a movie in COVID though, too. I mean,
yeah, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I think he's been at the top of. I'm using all these like boring phrases. Top of his game. Blah blah blah.
Tell us how it made you feel. How did the movie make you feel? What did it make you think about?
I felt like kind of uncomfortable and very excited, and I was delighted.
Sounds like my wedding night.
Exactly. Excited, delighted.
Uncomfortable.
No, I mean, it's not a filmmaker's movie. Like, when they say like a band is sometimes this is a musician's band. He's definitely someone who loves film. I could see why like Spielberg or whoever, filmmakers love it because you can tell what he's going for, and just the action scenes, the car chases, they're all this kind. You and I are similar. We fall asleep if there's action in a movie.
I know. So one guy starts chasing another around a city, and I could not be less interested.
But this reminds me of those 70s action films where actually all the scenes are really, and like kind of like Nash Edgerton.
You got it. You got there, babe.
Thank you. Thanks for not correcting me, letting me get it out.
Yeah, I did rye with you. You know that child rearing technique where you let the baby struggle?
Yeah. So if you're not normal, let me struggle and I got it out. If builds confidence. So yeah, if you are
But wait, while
not
we're talking
into
about
action,
but before we leave your mistakes, you did make the best mistake the other night.
Oh my God.
You referred to the classic Jewish musical Schindler on the Roof.
Yes, because someone was singing. Oh yeah, we were watching another. We're going to do another good good review of Ben Stiller's documentary. So there was this sweet part in Ben Stiller's documentary where his father and mother, who were this duo comedy team forever, she was singing a song from
Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah.
And you said, what is this from? And I said, Schindler on the Roof.
Amazing.
So I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, one battle after the other, despite the name being strangely hard to remember. It was really fabulous. And he wrote a part for Sean Penn that is just like unbelievable. I can see there's the criticisms here and there with things like some people say the portrayal of Black women or something or other, but I just thought it was tour de force, and it's really stuck with me, and I really, really loved it.
Amazing.
Despite me like watching it and trying to kind of tear it down as I was watching it.
You were? Why? Because he's a special boy.
Maybe. I don't know though. Because I don't know though. Because Magnolia and I don't know. There's certain movies I don't think I was trying to tear him down. I think at this point maybe the eyes are watching him.
Well, it's also that kind of thing where like it's so hard to get a movie made and there's so few made that the people who get to do it, especially at that level.
Oh, he was
there's
paid.
Like 4 people, that are getting to make movies at the budget they're making
not paid, but he had a gigantic budget. But also, apparently, studios want to do a PT movie because, of course, he's so great, but they also don't usually make their money back.
Did you know that actually the PT Cruiser was developed to offset some of his film costs?
Yes.
Like the studios decided we may not make it back on the films, but we'll make it back on an affordable mid-size.
Yeah, it's too bad that car is not great looking because he could do a commercial the way that directors sometimes and actors would do. And now it's like people do commercials, no problem. But back in the day.
Totally.
People were embarrassed to do them.
It was fun. We went, after that, we got out of the movie, we went round to our friends Tay Blunt and Eli Tillett, and we had an incredible vegan home-cooked meal.
Yeah. The kind of vegan meal where you are not once thinking, I miss, like, cheese or, I didn't
miss cheese once.
Yeah, sometimes I'm eating things and I'm kind of thinking like, it'd be nice, a little slice of cheese. But this was like, she's a chef and it was the most delicious vegan food.
Yeah, the Eli's business is called Their Kitchen, and they're an amazing vegan chef, and it was so cool because I was reflecting back. We've talked about it a lot, the way like vegan and health food used to be in the 80s and 90s, and just how like just sandy it was.
Yeah,
it felt like it was all like dusty and sandy.
Yeah, there's a place called $2 Bills on Franklin across from the Celebrity Scientology Center in the 70s because I grew up like right in that hood. And we just used to groan. My mom was a bit of a healthy, and we were health nut. And we were vegetarian mainly, and then I haven't been vegan in so long. And
you're spiritually a vegan.
I am.
Yeah.
But so that was delightful.
Yeah, it was so
and
good.
So
if you want to get some vegan catering done, Their Kitchen, Eli Tillett, get it done.
Look up Their Kitchen.
Yeah, that was so good. And
so one battle after the other. We're saying the name is a funny name that people can't remember, which is so because there's long names like The Unbearable Lightness of Being, in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Like there's some funny long titles to things that you still kind of remember, and then there's certain titles that, despite not being too difficult to say, don't stick.
You know what I heard someone say recently, that with actors, you can't give people any reason not to hire you in terms of like being late or not knowing your lines. Like there's such stiff competition that you have to reduce any reason people have to not hire you. And I feel similarly with things like, it's so hard to get people to the movies now, that things like names and the marketing,
I know,
they're like more important than ever, because you're competing with people actually don't have the desire to go in the same way. So you got to like really seduce them and compel them. And a name that's like ambivalent or ambiguous doesn't do it, right?
My name is hard, but it's beautiful. But
and you inspire passion. You do. No one's ambivalent about you.
No.
No.
I don't think so. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I spent a day last week doing the DVD extras, doing an interview for the one and only feature film that I acted in, The Rage in Placid Lake. This company, Umbrella, are doing a Blu-ray sort of, definitive box set type thing. And they've interviewed Rose Byrne, who was also in it, and it was really cool. Like, we announced it this week. It's not yet for pre-sale or anything, but it's going to be. And it was just cool seeing how many people that movie means a lot to. Like, I'm always surprised when, as artists, we're constantly having to kind of defend ourselves against the feelings of like capitalist failure when things don't absolutely slam dunk it in the market, that you end up kind of sometimes putting them down in your head.
I know.
And then it takes these kind of moments, these anniversaries and stuff, to go, oh my God, this like actually touched people.
I know. I do that so often with films that either I've done them, jobs where I was in a funny place in my life, so I associate, like, I was in an odd space in my life, so I kind of, it gives a sort of taints the kind of...
Taints the taint. Yeah.
That word all of a sudden, I was like, do I like this word? Anyway, so yeah, but then people, after like so many people come up and say, I love that movie, and you just think, oh, that's
Absolutely.
so sweet. Reminds me when, I think I talked about this at one other time, if you're, I don't know, if you listen to every single episode, but when...
there are hardcore beautiful babies, and then there are dabblers, and we love them all equally.
Well, I got so swayed. I had this IP, intellectual property, that was hot. And I had this very hot, famous director who was sort of thinking maybe he was into it.
Okay, so for people who aren't versed in the industry, what this means is you had the opportunity to option something, a property, to turn it into TV or film.
Exactly.
And you were
and I had a
producing,
really incredible director.
And it was a competitive situation. Everybody wanted
amazing.
this IP. Yeah.
I mean, I could say who they were, but whatever. Anyway, and whenever he was like into it, I was into it. And whenever he was punching holes in the story, I was like, oh yeah, it sucks, in my mind. So I was just swayed so easily.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm a rock.
Yeah,
but sometimes I am not.
It's so hard because it's like, there was that little jokey tweet going around that was about, right now the worst person is getting advice in an ayahuasca ceremony from the plant medicine that's telling them not to listen to anybody's opinion. And there is something about that too, that like, there are often times when, whether it's the market or your peers or your collaborators or your friends, are giving you a correction that you should take. Yeah. And you want to take, so you don't want to be like so stubborn that you'll never like not listen to your audience. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I do know what you mean.
Okay.
I think so.
I think I anticipated more pushback on that.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Wait, what did you want me to push back?
No, I didn't want you to. What I was saying is you're saying you get too swayed.
Right.
And I'm saying, but the flip side of that is that you're actually open to correction.
Sure.
Which you have to be also, like, to survive as an artist. You have to go, well, am I giving people roughly what they want, or is this insane? And in that
case, it was somebody who I very much respected. I've been having such a funny thing lately with you feeling like not wanting you to call all the shots. Like, I don't know what that's about.
Well, because I'm a very proactive person, and so often I just take action.
And you're
things.
very kind of.
I'm like commanding or whatever.
Only child vibes.
Yeah.
Even though you're not. Yeah. But and I was sort of opening up our marriage therapy because after seeing this Ben Stiller movie, I was so blown away by his parents' openness. They did therapy and in their act and also in interviews.
And what was their act called?
Meara. It was called Meara. Stiller.
And Meara, yeah.
Stiller and...
Meara.
Yes.
And they were like a sort of a comedy duo,
yes.
right?
Yeah. They took their... it was like us. We love working together. Jerry Stiller just like... fell in love with her. He was Jewish, she was Irish, New Yorkers or East Coasters. And he just like thought she was hysterical and he wanted to be in comedy and she wanted to be a serious actress, but he kind of used her genius. But yeah, at that time, there were many acts like, Mike Nichols and May, and there was quite a few duos. Was like a comedy thing in the, probably from,
coming out of vaudeville.
Yeah, out of vaudeville. And then it got big in the, I believe, like 50s, 60s. And then kind of petered out. You don't really see that anymore.
True. Hey, here we are.
Here we are. So yeah, they really did that. And I was quite blown away because at the time, people were more buttoned up. Like after watching Salesman, that Meisner brothers film. Maisels, thank you. The Maisels did that documentary about a door-to-door salesman. And it was in the 50s, such an uptight time. And the women spoke so kind of like reserved, but these two, Siller and Meara, were like just an open book. It was really amazing.
I found this documentary
so I thought we should be
moving.
Open. Yeah, it was so moving. You wept.
I cried after we finished watching it, and I just started sobbing about how fast life goes and how fast parenting goes and careers go and how hard they all are. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard to keep a career going. It's so hard to parent. It's so hard to pay attention to your marriage and protect it and love somebody properly. And yet the only option is to do it wholeheartedly, take on all the stress, live it out. But at the same time, the stress feels like, why am I stressing? I should be living and loving and enjoying this.
I know.
But it's like engaging in life is the path.
I know you have those moments where you're like, I didn't need to stress so much. There was no need. But I really felt that. So part of the documentary, it's very good, by the way, Ben Stiller's new documentary. It's really great. It's so good.
And it's about his parents and him reflecting on their act and their marriage and careers.
And his parenting and his marriage career. Anyway, it was great. But part of it is they're selling the apartment on the Upper West Side, which reminds me so much of Daphne, my bestie, one of my besties. She grew up in an apartment like that, one of those big Upper West Side apartments that they were, bought so long ago, and was really just that quintessential amazing. So anyway, I thought of his childhood. There's so much footage of him running around in the 70s, and I'm a 70s kid. And how stressful it was for him and how much he went through. And I thought of how much I went through, like good and bad. It wasn't horrible. He had a really good childhood, really good. But there was a lot, of course, as life is when you're a kid. And anyway, so it made me think, wow, I really enjoyed my childhood. And I was almost like putting that pressure. I should have enjoyed it more, like what you're saying. But then one lesson I kind of got out of it was, it's okay that it was stressful and hard, and you can still, in the present and also the way you view your past, trying to hold both things, like that I'm stressed every day, half the day, but I'm also very happy.
Right.
And that it's like this sort of goal to kind of keep getting rid of the stress, which is great, and that's good, and we need to, but it's like it's not possible. So I've just sort of not honoring, what's another word that's not so cringy? I'm trying to understand that it's okay. It's actually fine. I'm happy despite all the stress.
Well, another way of saying that, I think, is that stress is a product of passion. It's a product of caring. And the only reason we're stressed by parenting is because we love our kids so much and we want them to be happy and we want them to have good lives. The only reason we're stressed about our careers is we love it and we want to keep doing it. So in a way, like, to live with no stress about those things would be like dispassionate and strange, I guess.
Yeah. And, obviously as humans, we have to tolerate all of the big things that could be really scary in life. But, it's incredible that people can, I know why the caged bird sings style.
Yeah, why?
Well, just that humans still have hope.
That's true.
Hope is a thing called? I'm naming all these books.
Yeah, no, you're just like
Hope is the
peppering with
Thing.
references.
What?
That's
What
good.
is that
The
one?
Heart is a Lonely Hunter.
Oh no, what is Emily? Hope is a Thing with Feathers.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm just quoting the women.
Okay, this week for me was turned completely upside down by the release of the Rosalía single, Berghain. I had a massive experience.
How did it make you feel? Turning it on you with the feelings.
I'm happy to answer that if I can. Okay, let me start by saying, as an artist, I felt zero sense of jealousy or resentment. Because it's that good.
Yeah, when something's very good, I notice I'm not jealous. I'm jealous when it's like a little mid in there.
I was awestruck by it. It is... Rosalía is someone who's been one of the more interesting contemporary pop artists, for the last several years. But this piece of work, this single, Berghain, it's a masterwork. And I guess what really struck me about it, and why I think this song may be an inflection point for pop culture and pop music. And the reason is that the media cycle and social media has all started moving so quickly that, in a way, the way songs get attention has sort of gotten stupider. Do you know what I mean? Like, in a way, the hooks have had to get kind of dumber and more immediate and simpler. And I love that too, because it's like stupid smart. Like, that's part of pop music also.
Not to be confused with shittification.
Shittification. No, shittification is all bad. Okay. But the idea that pop music, yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy, that it's simple and catchy, and it's got in, like, it almost felt like with TikTok and everything, it's just going to get more and more like that. Like, everything's going to become more instant and more hooky and simpler. But this presents to us musicians and to us as a culture an alternate route.
Yeah.
This suggests that the pursuit of beauty and attention to detail and transcendence is still available as a path for artists to get major attention.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, I think it's like, as musicians, we can't unsee what just happened. Like, everybody has been in this race to the bottom of who can make the stupidest thing that you fall in love with because of how goofy and silly it is, right? And this other path that is more connected to the classical arts and the Renaissance and being a master of, all these different forms and having the cinematic element to it. I was talking to Carla at Frida's the other night, and she said, I feel like a portal opened up with that song. Like, something is changing in culture when a song like that can break through.
Yeah.
And I really agree with it.
Very cinematic video. Cool.
Yeah, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I loved it so much. Yeah, I thought the video was incredible. She's incredible. I kind of I feel like when I watched it, I was like, talk about stress. I was like super distracted, and I wasn't giving it but I can't wait. Yeah, I know that I think people want to see harder work and longer form things and whole bodies of work, and I do feel like people are wanting kind of IRL and all of these things.
And reading books. It makes you realize that all the things we thought society is disposing of because they're not immediate enough, maybe there is room for them.
Well, yeah, there just needs to be a little, I just think people are in the mood for it. I'm not saying it's going to be the only thing that people are going to.
No, there's room.
Yeah,
it's an option.
people are, it's like how short skirts are in, then long skirts are in, and baggy pants and tight pants and this and that. Like, I feel like, bling is in, and then, streamline beige or whatever. So I feel like it's just been in fashion for a long time to have the quick gratification, and now it's sort of more, people are in the mood for that kind of thing.
Even the fact that social media use is apparently tapering down.
Yeah.
I think that's part of a similar trend. Also, Björk features on the song, and it's no surprise that those two are kindred spirits. I was remembering when Björk played LA a couple decades ago, and I went backstage after the show, and she was very emotional and she was crying, and the show had been kind of rowdy, the audience, and she looked at me, she said, they don't care about beauty at all.
Oh.
They just want to watch a football game. And she was heartbroken that there wasn't room for beauty.
Yeah.
And I do think that this is like the most beautiful thing that has entered the pop charts in so long. And just the fact that we're making room for beauty is incredible. But yeah, and Björk is like a pioneer of that.
I know. I just saw this little clip, speaking of not putting down my phone, but of her performing at the Tibetan festival in San Francisco, and she's singing He Believes in Beauty, Venus
as a boy.
And I was like, wow, I was running around because the Beastie Boys, Adam Yauch put that on, and she was running around with our friend Co, her manager at the time, and it was so fun because I had this like 4-hour thing of just running around this hotel with her in San Francisco during that. And I just feel so lucky. And she smacked my ass at one point, just like, I don't know why, but I was like, I'll take it.
Look, there's a new era coming back of high art, beauty, and ass slapping.
Yeah, she was fun. She was like a wild pony running around.
Yeah, Björk's fun.
She was so fun. But what was I going to say? Also, did you listen to that clip that Sousa, Subtle Urban?
I haven't heard it yet. No.
It's great talking about the, so Malik, who does Sousa, this TikToks, SUSA, and also a podcast. So Malik was talking about the Billboard saying, or whatever, whoever said there was no
no
rap.
hip-hop in the charts for the first time in 30 years.
Malik was like, that is propaganda, because reminds me of this song you're talking about, because what you call pop, what you call hip hop, not only I believe what Malik was saying was that this is kind of like not great press, and also like putting it's not a good timing of dampening people down in a genre, but also like I think as well as saying like I don't know, hip hop is hip hop, but something.
Well, its influence is everywhere in every form of music.
Jazz.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So those 2 points, influence is everywhere, and also why are you highlighting that?
Let me ask you a question, Ione Sky. How do you feel about the music served to you through Spotify? Like, do you like it? Does it get it right? Does it match your tastes?
I mean, I don't. I always want. I mean, that whole like your best songs or the most listened to songs. I feel like have leprechauns stolen me in the night, and I wasn't like the songs they say I listened to a million times. I'm like, I don't think that's right. Like someone fucked with that. But I like when you say so-and-so, Glenn Campbell radio, like sometimes it'll play really cool songs. I'm wondering, does it play songs that are only in my songs? Sometimes it feels like it does that. Sometimes it feels like it doesn't.
I think it leans heavily on it, but it tries to predict what you'll like.
Sometimes it's like you'll have something on in the house and I'll come downstairs or something. I'm like, what is this? And you're like, oh yeah, I put on, this radio, radio, whatever it is. And it's sometimes amazing.
Yeah.
So is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, basically. And one of the issues. I feel like
it's hit or miss.
It's hit or miss. Yeah. One of the issues is that it's totally, there's no real way of it serving Australian music to Australian audiences or New Zealand music to New Zealand audiences. It's a global platform, which is beautiful, but as a result, it's actually been easier than ever for Australian artists to get plays on people's algorithms all around the world, but harder than ever for Australian artists to get heard by Australians. So
that's not good.
Yeah, so I'm part of this initiative that's just started called Ausify, which is all about the idea of Ausify your algorithm. And it's about being proactive in the way we interact with our algorithms so that our streaming services deliberately service us more Australian music. Yeah. And it's one of those things with algorithms that once you show your preference, they will serve you more of that type of thing. Yeah. But you have to let it know who you are and what you care about. So it's a really big initiative to get people to just like plug in a few Australian artists, a few Australian songs, listen to them and hit like on things that are Australian, and you'll start finding that the algorithm will start serving you more Australian music. and most importantly, more new Australian music.
Right.
So new Aussie artists can break through. So it's a very cool, and we shot a TV commercial for it recently with Thelma Plum and Kelly Holiday and a whole bunch of people, and it was really, really fun. So
PSA.
Anyway, I encourage people to, it's a PSA, I encourage people to Ausify their algorithms.
That's really good. I know, because it's like, if you think about food, there's, Australian food, and then...
Yeah, it's macrobiotic. We should be listening macrobiotically to music, right?
Yeah. But I was also thinking, this is totally not making any sense, but then there's also food from all the other countries. So it's representing.
Which we should enjoy too, of course, yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm not arguing for strict nationalism where we only listen to Australian music.
No. I'm doing, that's great. We need more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Salt Lake City Housewives.
Oh my God.
It's really heated up.
It's gotten good.
We got
again.
Lisa Barlow, who is like, she's kind of been in control of the narrative for the last several years, and she's taken some hits.
Yeah. I mean, she's always been kind of unlikable, but touching. She's so high strung, and there's something that's touching about her. I was always confused, like, what are you doing in, she seems like a New Yorker. Same with Meredith. Like, what are you doing in Utah? Sort of being a Mormon when you're such a New Yorker. But anyway, she's a villain this time.
So this key question is, and we're not going to dwell too much on the Housewives. I know our audience, the Venn diagram doesn't completely overlap, but do you think Lisa is the one planting all these stories in the press? Or is it Meredith? Or who is it? What's going on?
I mean, I think the twist would be delightful if it turned out to be Meredith.
Oh, yes.
But I don't think that's the truth.
You think it's Lisa,
I just can't even, I know that they do this, but I can't even believe people do that. I've known people in my life who will alert the press for themselves, I believe. I've known people who've done that.
Like call the paparazzi on
like
themselves.
I'll be with... this person on Bedford eating, having iced coffee at this hour. Like, I feel like that. And I've known one person to sell gossip. Oh, that's that. I do know one person.
But that's selling it for money. This is more about just about manipulating the media narrative.
And that person was like dropped from the friend group.
Selling stories about Kylie. About our Kylie. Can you believe it?
No.
No.
What's that lyric that says something about Kylie? No, maybe it's not a lyric. In any case, I just can't imagine. Like,
it was a short journey we took on that digression, but it was an enjoyable one.
Kylie, we love Kylie, but I'm just saying, like, that was for money. But I mean, I just can't even imagine someone like alerting how it happens. Even. In any case, the fun. The great storyline would be secretly it's someone you didn't think, of course. Totally. That would be good TV. But what do you think?
I feel like Meredith has been suspiciously quiet in these attacks on Lisa.
Right.
So there may be she may know that she can't go in too hard.
And she has done. Who's done it?
Well, Meredith's
Who did it against... Whitney with her Alibaba.
Reality Von Teese.
Alibaba?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Everyone thinks it was all Lisa the whole time. So,
I mean, diabolical.
Now, a special treat for the Australian listeners, the Australian beautiful babies. Tomorrow, I'm about to announce 40 regional shows around the country. They're going on sale wide tomorrow, right?
Yes.
That's Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
But today, they are on sale just for podcast listeners. Like, they're basically live, but I'm not telling anybody except the pod listeners and the Substack subscribers. So just to make sure that, like, the hardcore fans get first dibs on those tickets. Because some of them are really small places. These are mostly solo shows out there, just hand-to-hand combat. I'm going at it. I'm going to do it. So check the show notes or on the Substack newsletter. But if you want to come to one of these shows, feel free in the next 24 hours before they go on to the wider public.
I'm excited. This is boding well for me because I can travel.
Oh, yeah, you get to come out to more parts of Australia.
Gorgeous.
All right, well, why don't we wrap it up?
Okay.
Beautiful babies.
First time in our new headquarters.
Thank you for joining us here in Weeder Together HQ.
We love you. I feel like it's been a long time, even though it hasn't.
We're getting back in the flow.
Yeah.
Peace.
Together we're weirder together.